Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
It's the After the Show podcast, precious.
We don't care, we're about to swear on the air. It's the After the Show, so tune in if you dare. KVJ, get your skate every single day. It's uncensored. We can say what we want to say.
Yeah, here we go. It's Thursday on the KVJ After the Show podcast. Just got one more day, that big old Memorial Day weekend.
You looking forward to a 3-day weekend, Kevin?
Big time. Yeah, it's kind of weird. You know, we haven't taken any vacation this entire year, and, you know, we get like 20 days vacation annually, and you're like, okay, wow. You know, I know we had a little bit before the holidays, but, you know, I'm like, what would I do?
Are you feeling slightly burned out a little bit?
I'm getting to the point I could use a little bit of a break. It'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then again, I just keep telling myself, like, what am I going to do?
Where am I going to go?
Well, I think I
go
mean,
home and look at my family.
Probably break from just the show for a couple days.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, and it is healthy to tear yourself away and kind of, you know, reboot. So yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do. You know, things keep sliding a little bit. So I think it's 4th of July weekend. Probably gonna be taking some time then. And then I just saw that one event that I usually go to at the end of July, 1st of August, has been moved to the middle tail end of September. So I'll see what that's all about. It'll be interesting. You just don't know. Every day it changes.
It really does.
Yeah, so I don't even know what to expect. I just know, like, yeah, right now I haven't taken any, but, you know, we might soon. I was just trying to figure out, like, okay, what would I need it for the rest of the year? You know, typically I always like to go to college football games, and I don't know if that's going to be happening.
Do you guys ever travel for Christmas?
Yeah, we do occasionally. It's usually around Thanksgiving for the most part. That's usually when we're gone. We usually take off, but that was when, you know, my kid was in college, so he's going to be in Atlanta, so I don't know if we'll be going to Atlanta. It's not as fun of a road trip, just road tripping from here to Atlanta as it was going all the way up to Michigan.
I am, you know, planning on being in Oregon again in December. I'd really like to go. I hope that'll be all right to do. Probably, right?
I think by December,
Yeah.
I think you'll be good.
I think you can pretty much travel now. I think that some of that stuff's starting to go. It's just, you know, like my thing is, so radio convention they typically do that I saw they just moved to the end of September and like the 24th, something like that. But then I was like, oh, well, you know, that's football season. Will there be football season? What will football season look like?
What town is that radio convention going to be in?
Chicago.
Chi-town.
Chi-town.
You do well in that town.
I do. Well, my wife's family is from there, and I've always loved Chicago, even before I was with my wife. I would love going there. Yeah, one of my best friends from Logan in college, my roommate in college, he lives in Chicago, and so I usually get really hammered, then meet up with him, and then don't remember it later. So I'm sure
It's a great reunion.
Yeah, I'm sure he's looking forward to that again. So
Memories,
you know.
But the
I
essence
don't
is
have.
there.
Yeah.
I don't remember much about Chicago either, brother.
I don't know what it lends itself to being really hammered. It is a fun town, though. It's beautiful. I'm not a big fan of it in the winter, but when you're there in the summertime, it's gorgeous.
My biggest regret, not eating a Chicago pizza right there, hot, at a restaurant. I blew it. I blew it.
Yeah.
I think, but when we, I wonder if they're doing that. I'm sure they are doing that, where you can order those pizzas and they have them shipped down in a few days.
Yeah.
Someone said that the best place in New York, one of the famous places in New York, you can order them and they ship them down. I think I'm going to do that.
Okay.
It should taste good.
Yeah, a lot of them do that now.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Yeah, my wife, she wasn't as big on, you know, that thick pizza. I don't know if that was anything that was much of her life, but she really likes her hot dogs. It's weird. People in Chicago will eat hot dogs. It looks like they put a damn salad on it. Like she has peppers and pickles, and I'm like, what the hell's on this? She loves
put lots
relish.
Of green stuff. I love the relish, but you lost me at bell peppers and all that.
That's kind of more her thing. She likes that kind of hot dog, Chicago dog.
Chicago style.
If you're gonna go for a dog, I can see why I'd want to do that. Have fun with it.
Yeah, puts all kinds of crap on it.
Sauerkraut. Don't people in New York do that? Let's take a dog with some kraut.
Maybe. They do have a lot of hot dog carts. I don't know if it's a sauerkraut thing. My wife loves sauerkraut.
Ugh, sauerkraut's so gross.
It smells nasty, and then she farts 10 minutes later.
I was
and
gonna
they're
say,
nuclear.
What a
Boy.
farting
It's
food.
terrible. I just
That's
hate it.
rough.
I just hate it. There's a lot of foods like that. She just eats, and she loves the food, and she loves to fart. And so it's just a terrible
It's a
combo.
win-win.
And you just got to sit there and just take it. You're just like, stop. And she's like, I love it. And then just, gosh.
Well, it's sauerkraut and it's mixed with a hot dog. So,
Disgusting.
gosh, that's.
It's disgusting, and it smells worse than you are even thinking. I know
I've-
you're thinking bad right now.
I've been victim of two Mexican
Farts
farts.
actually smell worse than what you're thinking. You can't even, unless you've lived through it, you can't even fathom it.
Yeah, it really is amazing. The two worst things I've ever smelt in my life were two of the Mexican Queen farts.
They're terrible.
I'm not exaggerating.
Terrible. And she's had COVID farts. I don't know what's going on. This pandemic is just,
Well, I hope they don't contain the coronavirus.
I don't even know. They smell like death. So, I mean, if you could ever get coronavirus from a fart, it's from hers. And I don't know. Maybe I'm just holding it together, but it's terrible. Yeah, because she's eating all this nasty food now. She got one of those air fryer things.
I know what you're talking about. Yes.
When she's on this kick where she likes to also, too, it's, they've taken cauliflower and they kind of mince it up. And so it's kind of like minced cauliflower. And so she's just cooking all this stuff, but she's cooking the fartiest foods.
Ugh, cauliflower?
It's-
That definitely is farting.
Oh, it's all just, and it smells already, and then you're watching her eat it, and then you just know that, like, farts
coming.
are coming. Yeah, and it's just, gosh, and you can't go anywhere. Like, you're trapped in this house with this.
It sounds like a horror movie.
It's tough. It really is. I'm not gonna lie. It's just
Cheeseburger?
Would I like an air fryer? Could you see me doing good stuff with that?
I think you would, because a lot of times, my sister's got one, and what she says she does is, if they get any like French fries or anything like that from a to-go place, chicken wings, fried shrimps, they put them in the air fryer, and it brings it back to its original existence, which, it's very hard to do with a French fry.
Okay, I agree. It's the hardest thing to bring back, in my opinion. That is one of the hardest things. And what was the other thing? Dang it.
Hush puppy,
Hush puppy is tough too.
corn fritter from Bud's.
You gotta eat them when you gotta eat them when you get them.
I bet you could put the corn fritter from Bud's in the air fryer afterwards and reheat it nice.
But what about grilled cheese?
Yeah, I think that would work too.
Because grilled cheese is another one that does not
Doesn't
age
keep
well.
well.
No.
It gets soggy.
That's the one I was thinking
the
of.
The edges get hard and the middle gets wet.
Yeah, and then it's when the cheese gets chewy.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna make grilled cheese.
Grilled cheese party Friday? Grilled cheese party Friday.
There you go, Virginia. You just committed.
I meant at home for my
Nope.
family.
Our family.
All right, we'll work that out.
Grilled cheese party Friday. Now
you
that
need it.
It's a good way to kick off a weekend.
It is.
Right?
You do need it.
it's fun.
Yeah.
My waistline doesn't need it, but I think my spirit does.
That's what it
Yeah.
is. I'm giving my spirit what it needs, not my body. Because I'm getting fat again. I'm getting portly. I gotta fucking end this shit. Last weekend.
So let's do a grilled cheese party.
Yeah, I
on
was like gonna say,
Friday.
you always say that, and then
I know,
it's
baby.
followed
I
by,
know, baby.
and then I am going to get 10 cakes.
I know that once I make the turn, it's gonna be good.
10 cakes might not be enough, Kevin.
As soon as I get into it, I will get into it, and I will lose. I'll get back in shape. I can get in shape quickly. I can, and I know that. And that's what's going on here. I'm not quite fat enough. If that makes sense. I know I'm getting fat. But
Okay,
I
so
still
you
know
still got a ways to go.
I have a couple more I can play with.
I can still button my pants.
Yes.
Therefore, we're not in it yet.
I have to have that really depressing moment.
Yeah, so it's as we move forward, just what you're going to be able to be doing and what's going on. I was talking about the football thing, and I'd like to maybe do that in the fall. And it's gone from we don't think we're going to have football to we think we're going to have football without fans in the stands to Ohio State talking about we think we're going to have football with no more than 50,000 people in the stands.
Yeah, it's all over the place, man.
Yeah, and
it's
so
too early to call it.
Yeah, but it's moving quickly in that direction. If that's the case, the thing I was wondering is if they do start talking about allowing people in stadiums for football games with a reduced number of tickets, how much are those tickets going to cost? Already, Buckeye tickets, and they have capacity of almost 103,000 is what they do, and those tickets aren't cheap then. Imagine if they whittle it down to we're only going to put 20,000 tickets for sale.
Oh,
How much are those tickets going to go for to go to a Buckeye game?
A lot.
My wife's like, it'll be $1,000 a ticket.
She's right.
How much are they usually?
It depends upon where you sit.
If you have a pretty good seat, how much would that going to run you?
If you're going to go to the Ohio State Michigan games, probably about $1,000 a ticket.
Wow.
So those tickets are probably going to quadruple.
$1,000 a ticket?
Pretty
For-
much,
for the
yeah. If you want to
Michigan game?
have a good
A
seat.
good
yeah.
seat.
Good seat.
You can buy a crappy seat for $300 probably.
Yeah. I mean, I bought the worst seats in Ohio Stadium one time
I've done
for
that too.
Yeah, for an Ohio State game when they were ranked number 4 and Texas was ranked number 2, and those cost me about $400 a ticket.
And they were a shitty seat.
The worst
Damn.
seats in the stadium. You couldn't even see the one end zone.
$400 was the worst.
Yeah,
can't
and that
believe-
was 15 years ago, so now more.
There's a shit ton of Suckeye fans down here. There really is.
Yeah.
There's so many Ohio fans.
And they get so mad when you say Suckeye.
Oh, I'm just
I
fucking
don't know.
Josh. Come on. Really? You're going to get that mad? Hate on my Braves. I don't give a shit.
They've got, I think, the most alumni of any university.
Okay.
So that's why you see them everywhere. And also, the weather's terrible there, so they come down to Florida. So that's why it is. But yeah, that'd be interesting. I mean, if they would open up Hard Rock Stadium, they may get there. Could you actually go to a Dolphins game where they limit tickets to there? They probably wouldn't go over 20,000 because they're, they cap out around 70K. But imagine like would people actually be clamoring to get Dolphins tickets? Could you imagine that?
I don't think they are, man.
I don't know if they would or not. I'm just like, what would that environment look like if you could actually go to a Dolphins game? Would people now care? Would it become the hottest ticket in town, or would it still be the same amount of people in the stands still carrying them the way they do?
The cool thing about the Dolphins and the Marlins, if they do play baseball, if no one comes, fucking COVID. See, no one's coming because of COVID. You can blame your shitty play on COVID.
Yeah. So who knows? It'll be interesting to see. The one thing that's not going away is Karens. Talked a good bit about them. Got an email here from somebody anonymous. They say my first name is super unique. So it says my mother-in-law is a total Karen, and her name actually is Karen. A few years ago, we were at the hospital because my husband was having chest pains. Karen started screaming at me, blaming me for what was going on with my husband.
What?
The cops who happened to be standing nearby walked up to see what the problem was, and she then proceeded to dramatically tell the officers that I threatened to kill our dog, and I'm giving my husband a heart attack. Now, she's got this whiny Brooklyn accent that just really seems to carry and makes it even more annoying. What had happened was one time the dog was barking, offhandedly said, "Oh my gosh, that dog doesn't shut up. I'm going to kill that thing." And so she had heard that, and that's what she was talking about, but it didn't stop DCF from stopping in for the next year with regular checkups.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, and Karen has still never apologized for that.
Oh, hell no.
So there you go. Karens being Karens. Also, an email here says, please quit with the Karen clips before I go Karen on these Karens. The shit is giving me anxiety. LMAO. So hard to listen to those clips and not start feeling like you're going crazy yourself. What is wrong with people?
I know what you mean by that. It does kind of give a sense of a little anxiety because it's so intense.
Yeah.
I was telling you, Virginia, they kind of make me mad because a lot of times they're yelling at someone so innocent and you want to stand up for them.
They are. I sent you a new one today. Somebody sent us on Instagram, Kev. It's really good.
There's so many good
There's
ones.
so many good ones.
Oh, it's endless. I mean, we've got, and they're unbelievable clips, but they're legit. You're like, wow, you just can't believe people are that insane.
I live by a Karen. The one woman that told me I can't throw stuff in the dumpster.
Yeah.
That's a Karen.
You should have turned around and said, "Shut up, Karen."
I know, but I really don't want a fucking conflict in my life.
Well, you say that and you walk away. That makes Karen even more mad.
There is a clip where a guy goes, "Okay, Karen." He keeps calling this woman Karen, and she keeps looking in the camera. "My name is not Karen." She keeps kidding. "All right, Karen. My name's not Karen." She's losing her mind.
You just wonder if, the more prolific the Karen cracks come, will some women be like, okay, or some of these people that are doing this, I guess it don't have to be women, but these complainers, would they maybe just be like going, you know what, I don't want to sound like that, and maybe I'll get a hold of my shit before I sound crazy.
You would hope, but that's not going to happen.
I would hope, but you're right, probably won't.
I think Karen becomes so enraged and really in her heart believes that she's on the right side of whatever argument it is. She can't see that she's a Karen in the moment.
But can't she just be like, okay, I don't want to sound like that, and I think I'm starting to sound like that?
Because she thinks she's justified.
But maybe a different approach, and you may be justified, or think you are.
To me, the one that's the most annoying is the kind that butts into something has nothing to do with her. She's inserting herself in a situation that has nothing to do with her, and now she's the cause of the drama, and then can't believe someone's got the balls to clap back at her.
Yeah, that's it. Will it change? Probably not.
I don't know. I mean, I think that behavior's been going on forever. There's just some people are
heightened.
assholes.
I think it's heightened because of the pandemic. Because I think some people are a little bit
definitely.
But they were around before the pandemic, and you're right. They'll be definitely around after the pandemic, finding different things to complain about.
We're just seeing it because everyone's got a camera on their phone.
You're right.
We got call them out here. Somebody was talking about rent increases, and Amy said, yeah, I was catching up on the show from the 18th, and somebody had asked about the rent increase, and rent increase notice that they received that goes into effect on June 1st. Well, there is a Florida law that says a rent increase must be mailed to the tenant 30 days or more before the proposed effective date. So if this person received the notice the other day, hoping it was just 2 to 3 days ago and not 20 days ago, the landlord is in violation of the Florida landlord-tenant law and cannot enforce the rent increase until the notice is given to the tenant based on the law requirements. Also, I would start looking for another place to live, because if your landlord is giving you a rent increase notice, regardless of how it was given during a pandemic, I wouldn't want to live there. What a jerk. Let the place sit empty and see how the rent increase goes, LOL.
Here's the thing, though. People don't... It's not that easy just to get up and move sometimes, because now you got to find a place,
deposit,
all of that shit.
Moving. It's very expensive.
And if you don't get a moving company, like this last time, I did not get a moving company. I moved everything by myself, and it was a nightmare. It was a night, and I wasn't even moving far, and it was a nightmare.
Yeah, you moved like in the same area, but just across the street.
Yeah, to be close to Denny's, just because we work so much. People think a lot of stuff about me and Denny's, but it's too
probably because most of it I've said on the radio, like that you guys are banging and
we are
stuff
not
like that.
banging. I don't think you said
banging.
I don't think his wife would like that. First of all,
I mean, no offense to her. I love Jen.
Oh yeah.
This email is for you, Virginia, from Dr. Astrid. It's about Magnolia surfing you're talking about earlier.
Okay.
And I heard Virginia talking about not letting her daughter surf, but I think that's a bad idea. Surfing is a healthy lifestyle which encourages a connection to the ocean. Instead, take her for surfing lessons. The surf shops in Jupiter offer lessons, and she can learn about the ocean and how things like rip currents work. You learn to respect the ocean. My husband surfs, and we go around the world chasing waves. It's amazing, the connection found in the surfing community. Also, look at surfline.com. It has a cam at most beaches, and you can see the waves. For instance, Jupiter Inlet has a cam. You can check the wave report and see different conditions. We're supposed to have waves starting today. So thanks for all you do to keep us entertained. Dr. Astrid and Rand Dog.
I do agree with you, Doctor. And I think that surf lessons from a professional are definitely in order. I already had a surf coach reach out on Instagram, so.
Yeah, I mean, the people that I talk with, that really go out there and surf and fall in love with it, it changes their life. Just like they say in the movie Point Break, change your life, bro.
Bruh.
Change your life, bro.
I just have to figure out how much of this is Magnolia truly wants to hang 10 and how much of this could be she just wants to impress this boy.
Who's this surfing cat? Who is this guy? What's going on here?
I call him Mo. That's not his real name, but I've given him...
In front of her?
Yeah, we have a joke because I was like, who are you FaceTiming with? And I went to go grab for the phone, and she goes, no. And I said, Mo? And she said, Mo. Yeah, it's Mo. And so now his name is Mo. That's not his real name.
So you know for a fact there's definitely a dude involved here.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this, Coach?
I mean, it's natural, right?
It is.
That's the way it
saying,
goes.
I can't stop.
No, I'm saying, is he a good guy though?
I don't know much about Mo.
I'm sure he's fine,
He
right?
seems polite when
Yeah.
I met him on FaceTime.
That's good.
Yeah. Typical.
His parents are cops, which I like that.
Okay.
So that's going to keep the law. His mother, I think, is a cop.
That's a fun time.
And his stepdad.
She's what, 15?
Yeah.
I mean, this is the fun stuff.
That's right. It's a young love and all that good stuff. This is the time, Virginia.
Has she ever had a little boyfriend before?
So there was a neighborhood boy that they decided they were going to be boyfriend and girlfriend, and it was kind of imposed upon her by the sibling of said little boy. But she never really got into it. They didn't ever go on a date. They didn't ever kiss. They didn't ever hold hands. It never got to any of that. He did give her some really sweet Valentine's gifts, and it was adorable on that level. But then she came to me one day and she said, Mom, I really don't want a boyfriend. I think I'm going to break up with him. And I think he was upset about it, but she did because she didn't want a boyfriend.
Yeah.
And that was it. That's the only thing that I've known of.
High school breakups, boy, those are tough. Those are tough, man.
She doesn't go to school with this little boy, so she didn't know him from school. She met him online through a friend of a friend.
Okay. All right. Do you pry a lot? Do you pry into Magnolia's love life like you pry into Jaybird's?
Worse.
You need to. Yeah, that's who you need to be.
I do. I'm very, very in it.
How old were you when the first time you held a girl's hand? Do you remember?
I think it was third grade.
Third grade. Look, whoa, Ralston.
Oh, yeah.
Ow.
Start early in Logan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything's advanced there. Mm-hmm. I get right at it.
Yeah, Mags is about to be going, like, she's finishing 9th grade, getting ready to go into 10th grade. So this is normal.
Yeah. There you go. This is the way it goes.
That was always the tough move. If you were on a first date with a girl in high school, at least for me, you'd be sitting there. All right, do I try to hold her hand in the movie right now? When do I wait 20 minutes in? Do I wait till she has popcorn? Or sometimes you just got to just go in there and try. It was always kind of like a nerve-wracking move.
Was your hand sweaty?
Big time. Oh my god.
Okay, then I would recommend no.
Oh, back in high school? Oh my god. Fuck yeah, they were sweaty. I was so riddled with anxiety.
He was a damp lad.
Yeah. Get some other questions here. One about my daughter from Stephanie said, hey, just wondering what happened with Caitlyn at Lynn University. Why did she drop out of college? Is she working? Sorry if I'm so nosy. I follow her on Instagram, and I just see that she's living her best life, LOL.
She is one of
Yeah,
my
she
favorite
is.
people to follow on
Yeah,
Instagram.
she's living it up. She's having a good time.
I'm not out there, but you know what? I feel like she's out there for me.
She is, she's out there. I kind of get the social reports from her to find out what exactly is going on.
Dad, the avenue was packed.
Yeah, I got a little bit more in-depth report on that. Her and her brother were out there the other night.
Yeah, they were toasting. She was writing, so happy to have my twin.
Yeah, she's complete again. So Colin is home. He's done with Michigan, so he will not be going back there. So he's back with us.
For how long?
He is here until, I think, last I've heard, things always change. My world is always like coronavirus, even when there's not a pandemic. So I never
That's
really
why
know.
you're probably dealing with it well.
Yeah, because I'm used to major seismic shifts in what's happening in life and just trying to roll with it. But as of right now, 4th of July weekend is the ramblings that I'm hearing going on in the house. Is that we're going to be taking off and moving him to Atlanta on that weekend. So that means dropping him up. Until then, yeah, everything in my house is just kind of weird because he's there and a little bit. And so, yeah, because people are like, well, what's up with the hat? Well, it's like, everything has now kind of been moved again.
So you weren't able to really kind of take the time to style your hair?
Right. Well, typically what it is the queen is, usually in the morning because, if I get up to pee, she's like, you woke me up, I couldn't get back to sleep, and I got a guilt trip on that. So, so I can't, you're sitting there trying to hold it. You don't want to wake her up, but you got to really pee. And
Sure.
And then, when you get up in the morning to fix your hair, you got to do it with a light on. So you turn the light on. You can imagine, but just by getting up to pee, if that wakes somebody up, what flipping lights on would do.
And you're gonna take her time with that mane.
Yeah. So with Colin back in, she's in the room, and that would really wake her up. So I'm probably going to be showering in the afternoons, and then I don't know. I might have to go ball cap for a while. We'll see. So.
You got a couple showers at the crib. More than welcome.
Yeah.
Get ready there.
Well, I got a shower. It's all good. I
Two
just
guys, one tub. Are you
Yeah.
in?
Yeah, I can't with Denny's. I mean, it'd be 3 guys at this point.
I
so.
don't think.
I think he would bump Denny's out for the day if you
Really?
said you
For
were
the
coming
day.
over to tub it.
I don't
Okay.
think me and Ralston could fit in my tub together.
Oh, that's a video I'm here
There's
for.
gonna be a lot of knee smacking.
Oddly enough, we've actually been in a tub together before, so I don't know if we need to make
and
an updated
those
version
were
of that.
some of my favorite pictures you've ever taken.
Yeah, that was for the Kevin. Kevin's got new hair. We were in the bathroom together.
No, that was another time.
Calendar.
There
You
was
did
a
a
time in before
calendar.
that.
Oh, yeah,
we've been in the tub together a lot. Yeah, so that's
have.
why I'm like, I think we've done enough. Yeah,
What haven't we done?
Let's dust off an oldie.
yeah. It's not even that old. It's like a year. Doesn't need to be an annual event. Oh, time for them to get in the tub together again. So yeah, with Caitlyn, she's the way a lot of kids are. Colin, he pretty much knew about what he wanted to do, and he's gone after it, which is good because he requires more schooling. But she's still trying to figure it out. She'd already bounced around a lot of majors when she was at Lynn, and she thinks she's going to go into teaching, maybe child development kind of thing. But I don't even know. I think she's waffling even on that. So,
But she's working, or at least she was working in the child care industry.
yeah, and she's kind of like doing nanny babysitting type stuff right now, during this stuff going on for our neighbors. They've got twins, little kids. And so she's doing that. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. She's just trying to figure it out. So, she's 22, and how long will it take? She's taking a gap decade.
She has said that she is so excited that her brother is doing so great because she really hopes that he will financially let her tag along his coattails.
No, that really is her plan. And
Good luck if he gets married.
Yeah,
though.
oh, I know. Don't worry. I throw in my subtle, like, there's not a lot of room for, dad advice. Oh, I'm a boomer. But, I do. I'm like, okay, he might have a wife one day, and she may be like going, yeah, I'm not real cool with you splitting your salary with your sister who's still just living her best life.
She's on the Ave every night.
She's like, well, then I'm just going to marry somebody who's rich. I'm like, okay, that's not really a business plan either.
It's a plan that works for many people, though.
It is, but I'm like, okay,
Well, she's in Boca. It's the right town.
yeah, and honestly, she keeps proving me wrong. I'm like, I keep telling her that one day the check will be due, and it never's due. So, what are you talking about?
Dad, I just got a stimulus check, $1,200 free money, bam.
Yeah, and I was reading today that the stimulus check wasn't working because people were using it for responsible things like bills and putting it into their savings. Not Caitlyn. She's stimulating the economy. She's getting a tattoo, so she can't believe it. I'm getting a purse. I'm getting a tattoo. It's like,
A pirate.
she is stimulating the economy. So
I love your
your
Caitlyn
strategy
impersonation.
worked with her.
It's so funny how the kids can be so different.
Radically
They're
different.
twins.
Yes,
And just the difference between Colin and Caitlyn is funny.
Right, and radically different from me, and it's you have to do that where I'm biting my knuckle kind of stuff, and just be like, just take a deep breath, and just what are you gonna do? I've learned that my rantings and ravings don't do anything, so
Save your energy.
I do. I save my energy, and I'm just like, I'll just gently every now and then throw a little nugget out there and be like, but Dad, everything's going great. I'm like, you're right, it is. I can't argue it.
Just put your headphones on. And
I do.
Just drift away.
Get a little
Stare.
vodka.
Vodka, some
I get a
music.
little vodka and some music, and I'm just like, all right,
I wonder when I was a kid. I always wonder why my dad just stared out the window.
Yeah.
And just looked out to nothing.
Yeah.
And I know now.
Yeah, because I could Karen or Chad, and I realized it's not effective. So just let it go. See what happens. Yeah, somebody in the chat room is asking, yeah, Colin's going to be going to Georgia Tech. So he's heading there to Atlanta, and he's scheduled to be there for the next 5 years.
Wow.
He's getting like a master's and a doctorate?
Yeah, he'll leave there with his doctorate in 5 years.
Wow.
Good for him.
Yes. So,
And he's got a sweet setup, too. I mean, they are just loving him.
yeah. No, he's doing really well. He's employed by the university, and he'll have a job /
Has a job before he even gets there.
That's great.
Yeah.
I mean, that is amazing.
I'm not shocked.
Yeah, but it goes to show you. I mean, both kids got the same approach, and we rode them both the same on their academics, and you get what you get. So you got a doctor in one.
It is nature, not nurture.
Yeah.
They are proof.
It is what it is. And I think sometimes as parents, you got to say, all right, well, you got to know when to put on the gas and when to just shut up and sit there and smile.
It is weird because I come from 2 sisters, a brother, and then a niece who's really kind of like my sister, and we are all slightly a little different. All kind of like what you're talking about.
Yeah, everybody does their thing. So I learned a long time ago with Caitlyn, it's best if I just learn to sit back and be entertained by her and just, let her figure it out.
Do you and your sister are you guys a lot alike?
Yes, I think we are. I think
Yeah,
me
I
and
feel
my
like you
sister
kinda are.
Maggie, and me and my sister Caitlyn too. I think we're all pretty alike.
That's good that y'all are close and talk.
That's who I miss the most, my sister.
Maggie?
Yeah. Because I like to go to New Orleans. You know me. I like to go every few months. I like to. Just the fact that I can't go makes me miss it more.
And you don't ever fight with your sisters ever?
No.
You never get into like a weird tiff
Never.
in your life?
I mean, I guess when we were young and little, and I was an asshole, so it's all me. I mean, I was a CUNT.
Could you imagine a 19-year-old squirrely Virginia?
Now, when I was 19, I was much better. I'm talking about when I was younger, like when I was like 10 and she was 5. I was a horrible sister.
Really?
Yeah, I was just a mean younger kid to her. Well, I begged my parents to have another baby, and they had a baby when I was 5. And that's my sister Maggie. And I wanted this baby so bad. I remember praying with my prayers every night for a sister. And then I got the sister, and all of a sudden I was jealous of the sister.
Uh-oh.
And I can remember specifically having all these weird feelings I didn't understand that now I know were jealousy, but I was just jealous of all the attention she got. And so I was mean to her, and I really feel like an asshole.
This is eye-opening stuff.
I know, right? We're going deep today.
Now I see why you're so fucked up.
You have a lot of balls.
Oh, I know.
Physically and mentally.
I own the fact that I am the most fucked up person on the show mentally.
With the biggest balls.
I own it.
This email from Marco said, "What up, bitches? I have got an idea for a KVJ all-in challenge, a dream getaway package. First day would be with Jaybird and start with doing some batting cage, then golf at Drive Shack with some drinks. Then we'll end the day with a pizza party at Bird's Place and squeeze in a Witch and the Bitch podcast. Next day would be with Virginia, and we take a private plane to New Orleans and go bar hopping to Virginia's favorite places. Then Kevin is next with the important day with the bar crawl and his favorite breweries, especially in Del Rey area. Most importantly part is yeehaw, motherfucker Kev, got to come out."
Oh, yeah.
Yeehaw,
yeah.
motherfucker.
That's right.
Let it ride. On the last day, we have a barbecue party at Kev's sweet backyard with everybody's family invited, and we just relax and chill. Maybe we have a Mortal Kombat tourney with Denny's. I have an all-star cast for the KVJ Show movie. Adam Sandler would play the Bird. Bradley Cooper would play you, Kevin. Thank you. Tina Fey would play Virginia. Keanu Reeves would play Denny's. Reek from Game of Thrones would play Suits. Okay. Salma Hayek plays the Queen. Chris Pratt would play Panda, and Sandra Bullock would play Jen. Peace out. Love you guys.
Oh, that's fun.
That's a great email.
Yeah, it is good. Does sound like a good time. Absolutely. Fun stuff. Yeah, that all-in challenge stuff is fun.
That would be a good one. I like how they set it up.
Yeah, that could be a lot of fun. Yeah, we'd kind of kicked around the ideas of, if we get to a different environment and a more open phase of maybe doing something, if it presents itself. That might be the next idea we do. If we, instead of like a KVJ 48, maybe we do like an all-in challenge, something almost like what Marco was suggesting, or maybe we come do the show live from somebody's house, something like that.
We still owe a girl that bought it during the KVJ Great 48 a date with Jaybird.
Oh, yeah.
I've been talking to that girl. We haven't stopped speaking. And yeah, before COVID, we were setting it up.
I forgot about that.
Don't worry, I'm over here pimping you.
That worries me.
It should.
Yeah, don't speak for me.
I do.
That's alarming.
And let me see another question here from Pedro. Said, hey, I had a question about Denny's. Is he Filipino? He really looks like Manny Pacquiao's cousin or something like that. Thanks. Japanese, I believe, is his ethnic origin.
Yeah, he's Japanese, and he's got like from his mom's side, the Asian, and from his dad's side, the white dude, right?
Irish, she said yesterday, remember?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well,
He's a beautiful mix.
It is. It's nice. I think it's really cool. You bring all those different little cultures together in one little stew.
I love it. Little Denny stew.
Yeah, that's why you get that beautiful concoction that has come out of it all.
I get excited because we can talk about like Japanese stuff and like sushi stuff. And he gave me a gift of a homemade sushi maker one year for Christmas.
Yeah.
He's a sweetheart.
He is. He's a deep cat.
We love you, Denny's.
Mm-hmm.
Love you.
This is kind of an interesting read here. What single event in history changed the world the most? People are debating because people a little bit younger were like, no doubt, it's coronavirus. And
They kind of have a point, though.
Yeah. I mean, you could argue it. I mean, throw it into the mix. Would you say that is the single event in history that has changed the world the most?
In my history.
Think about it, though.
I think if it's all relative to you.
Right.
And I think now we're talking about in the history of the world that's changed it the most, I would not put coronavirus at number one on my list.
But I think you could actually argue it only because of how it shut down the world. And in our lifetime, we've never seen something like that to where you
in our lifetime, yeah.
Yeah, so for us,
if
yeah.
you're talking about that, and hey, if you're younger, yeah, that's your whole world. Yes, in this lifetime, you could argue that coronavirus. I think if you're talking about the history of the world, you cannot.
9/11, it really changed the way people fly. Think about how you would fly before 9/11.
Yep.
People could bring drugs on planes.
Yeah.
Why are you looking at me?
You're right.
I'm just saying, it changed.
It was a big change. Yeah, there's a lot of those things in our lifetime that we have. Coronavirus, 9/11 definitely is going to be big. You could argue social media. You could argue smartphones. All those things have changed how we communicate, the internet.
You're right. Social media should be high on that list because I feel like it's changed humans overall. We're slightly different than we were 15 years ago as an entire species.
Yeah. So if we're talking in this lifetime, those are all things you could argue have changed society the most.
I don't know, man. I sometimes really think social media might have not been the best move. I think that. I think that a lot. I know I sound like a fucking dinosaur over here. I recognize that social media does some really great things.
You got to go back in the DeLorean, though, and take out Zuckerberg.
I know. I wonder if we might have got a little too cute, a little too clever with the social media shit.
Think we did, huh?
Yeah, man. I think it's possible.
Mm-hmm. Some of the suggestions that they had on this thread that when they were asking if you're expanding it a little bit more, what would you say the single event in history that changed the world the most?
And we're going with the world. Like the internet's great.
Yeah, and we're talking about in the history of mankind. And hey, the internet and social media, I think you'd have to probably go out another 50 to 100 years to see how it affects. But yeah, technological advancements are definitely changing our world in a fast way. And you could argue, say, well, what about the Industrial Revolution?
And it did. It changed the world in a big way for them at that point.
Yeah.
Imagine going from no airplanes and all. Are we losing you, Virginia?
Kind of.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So I say this topic at the end. I'm like, Virginia's not going to be into this. You and I'll discuss it later, Bird.
I mean, you could not have looked.
I'm trying to say
more
it.
bored.
I'm definitely listening, but I got to tell you, my mind's already in Publix.
Industrial Revolution is where I think you really start to fucking
Yeah, when
crash.
Jaybird sent me this, I'm like, I don't know if this is going to fly. This might be a hallway discussion.
Yeah, I'll use it for weird and whatever.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Thank y'all so much for the emails. You can always get a hold of us at mail@kvjshow.com. Y'all have a great day, and we'll see you as we kick off the weekend tomorrow. Yeah!
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.